Good afternoon, everyone. Globally, there were 600 million foodborne diseases and 0.4 million deaths in 2010. Integrated Disease Surveillance Program India in 2015 reported 450 acute diarrheal diseases outbreaks, out of which 328 were foodborne diseases. State IDSP in the same year reported 37 acute diarrheal disease outbreaks, and among them 15 were foodborne diseases. On July 14, 2016, Sonapur Primary Health Center reported 105 diarrhea cases from Gaon-Dimoria village to the state surveillance unit. Gaon-Dimoria village under Kamrup Metro District in Assam lies in the northeast of India. On July 14, 2016, Sonapur Primary Health Center reported 105 hospitalized cases of diarrhea. The next day, the district team initiated the investigation. Epidemic Intelligence Service officer from National Center for Disease Control, Delhi, joined the team. We investigated with the objectives to confirm and describe the epidemiological characteristics of the outbreak and to determine the associated risk factors. We reviewed hospital records from primary health center, community health center, and district hospitals to confirm the outbreak. Our case definition was diarrhea or vomiting in a resident of Gaon-Dimoria village, Kamrup Metro from July 9 to 17, 2016. We conducted a house-to-house survey in the village to search for more cases. We collected socio-demographic characteristics and exposure history. We interviewed earlier 5 cases for hypothesis generation. We conducted a retrospective cohort study in Gaon-Dimoria village under Sonapur block in Kamrup Metro District of Assam. Our study population were people who attended the new shop inaugural feast or ate food brought home on July 11, 2016. We collected history of all food and drink served at the feast using a pre-structured questionnaire. We calculated the relative risk and 95% confidence interval using EPI-Info 7.1. We collected 3 stool samples for culture of suspected pathogens and 2 serum samples for hepatitis A. We visited the kitchen where the food was prepared. We interviewed the food handlers about food handling, hand washing, and if they were ill at that time. We collected water samples from public health engineering tanks, supplying the whole village, including the shop owner's house. We identified 138 cases with an attack rate of 10%. Among them, 105 cases were hospitalized, but there were no deaths. More than half of the cases were females. The median age was 15 years. The feast started around 2 p.m. on July 11, 2016, and the first 3 cases developed symptoms around 8 p.m. on the same day. The cases peaked on July 12, 2016, and declined rapidly the next day. The incubation varied from 6 to 50 hours, and the median incubation period was 21 hours. The cases were spread all over the village. There was no clustering of cases near the leakage sites of the pipelines. The main presenting symptom was abdominal cramp followed by diarrhea and vomiting. In a cohort of 168 people who attended the feast or 8 food brought home from the feast, 138 people got ill. Most affected age group was 6 to 15 years. Attack rate was highest among those who ate raw gram sprouts, followed by those who drank untreated water. Being female gender was not significantly associated with foodborne illness. The risk of gastroenteritis was 5.7 times more among those who ate raw gram sprouts than those who did not, and 1.3 times more among those who drank untreated water at the feast than those who did not drink. All the 3 stool samples were negative for pathogens, and also the 2 serum samples were negative for hepatitis A. The environment of the kitchen where the food was prepared was not satisfactory. One of the food handlers had diarrhea about 12 days before the feast. Raw gram was soaked in untreated water overnight and was not refrigerated the next morning. All the 5 water samples showed MPN of more than 5 per 100 ml. Our limitations were food items served at the feast were not available for testing, and only 3 stool samples and 2 serum samples were tested. Based on our epidemiological, laboratory, and environmental findings, we conclude that the outbreak of foodborne gastroenteritis occurred following a feast in the village. Our analytical study indicates strong association with consumption of raw gram sprouts and the high prevalence of diarrhea and vomiting with short incubation period in cases that are suggestive of either a viral or bacterial toxin. Based on our conclusion, we recommended IEC activities by health personnel at village level regarding the dangers of raw or inadequate cooking of food and maintaining hygienic environment. Proper and timely collection of human clinical specimens to better identify and understand the causative pathogens in diarrheal disease outbreaks, and testing of food items, if available, by the team in all the suspected foodborne outbreaks. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Takujungla. Questions? Vladimir?
Thank you for the very nice presentation, and it's the first time I'm participating with the presenter from India. My only question is how did you manage to obtain the contact details of the attendees to the feast, because it was the whole village?
We went to the village. We have a panchayat system. In the village, we have a council type. So we met the head of the panchayat. Then we also visited all the community health center, the hospitals nearby, and the primary health center. So the village panchayat had given a list. Whoever attended, we went and met the shop owner who had given the feast, because it was his new shop inauguration. So all the invitees, yeah, he had a list.
Vladimir? Another Vladimir?
Thank you for a nice presentation. I have just one question. You said that the sprouts were significantly associated with the disease and also untreated water. What was the relation between the two? If you did some more stratification or other calculations that can reveal that.
Thank you for the question. Yes, we should have done, but we did not.
Somebody else? Maybe you can explain us why did you take samples, blood samples for the hepatitis A?
Because hepatitis A is quite often there in that area. So the district team also wanted to take that. It's an endemic there. So we did take the samples.
Okay. Usually the incubation period
yes,
for hepatitis
yes.
B is quite
A,
longer,
A.
so it was not necessary,
Yes.
but okay. Anybody else? Well done. Let's go. What do you think about? Thank you very much.
Thank you.